And it's lights out and away we go. XD Paco does get a good start, but Isman covers him off straight away to get the inside line. Phoenix Gray has been overtaken by Reese, who goes up the inside. Then the other Ferrari of Mirko is trying to make a move, but he's wheel to wheel with Baton as they go round turn 3 and 4. But it is Mirko that's up a position, everybody else staying in position. Angry Badger is through and Shane Bolland, but they are squabbling for places. Welsh Sponge is already up 7 positions. Mirko is from Phoenix Gray, goes into the wall, and that is Mirko. He might have picked up. He will try and go back up the inside of Baton, who moves out of his way as he's ghosting, and Baton makes a mistake and he loses a position. Shane Bolland with a 3-second time penalty. Here comes Banana, and now Baton has got his teammate on his tail. Banana will go for another move on Mirko as they go down towards turn 12 and up towards the Las Vegas Strip. It is Phoenix Gray in P4. Reese is into the podiums. Welsh Sponge is front. Cam McKenzie is now up 8 places in that Haas. Cam McKenzie won't give him an easy ride though, as the Alpine driver goes back in front of him. Baton and Banana swap places. XD Paco is now into the lead. Here comes Mirko and Phoenix Gray, and it's all happening on the opening lap as Phoenix Gray starts to get swallowed up as drivers burn the battery to get ahead. Baton has practically emptied the tank, so has Banana. Adams is through, Adam Fleetwood, and Phoenix Gray is down. He's down to P12. He must have been involved in a collision somewhere. And now here comes Shane Bolland. DRS is enabled, and Phoenix Gray is already on his way into the pit lane. He's got damage. I don't think he has got damage. He's not missing any front wing, but he's straight into the pit lane on the opening lap. And that is it for Phoenix Gray. The race is over for the driver that started in P3. Banana is up to P4 and does get past Mirko. Angry Badger through on Shane Bolland. What about Cinders as well? The Aston Martin driver. Shane Bolland goes later on the brakes. He does have Cam McKenzie behind him. That is Ali and Wesley. Ali up to P9. Wesley and Welsh Sponge now the two Haas drivers. The lead now after getting past Isman. They are all on mediums. Banana is already up to P4 though. Fantastic start from him. Of the Vegas Grand Prix. Now look at Isman. He's coming with a bang, but he slots in behind him. Adam Fleetwood on Adams in the RB, and he separates the two V-cabs. Ali on Wesley goes through into P14. What about Welsh Sponge? Yeah, his teammate makes a snap, and Welsh Sponge will try and find a way through. XD Paco is back through on Reese, and Reese does set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Isman is all over the back of him though. He'll try and go up the inside of the Ferrari. That's the Red Bull of Phoenix Gray that's back out on track with the V-caps. Reese on XD Paco will get that DRS. Is he going to run out of room? No, he's not. He does come through. And what about Isman as well? He goes for the move and makes it past XD Paco. Banana through on Mirko. Wesley back through on his teammate of Welsh Sponge, and that is Little Drips and Angry Badger going wheel to wheel through turn 14, 15 and 16. Into the wall goes Little Drips. He went a little bit deep, hit the side of Angry Badger, and into the wall goes Little Drips. That is Adam on Mirko. He's not going to wait for the opportunity. He's going to go through. Here comes Isman. What about XD Paco as well? He's also going to make the move on Reese. Mirko goes through. So does Adam Fleetwood. So does Baton. Banana loses 3 places. And that is how strong the DRS is here. What about Cinders on Angry Badger? He will go later on the brakes on the kick salver. Up the inside, XD Paco is through. That is Cam McKenzie in the Alpine, and he's lost the front wing. So Cam McKenzie, awful looking qualifying, even worse in the race. XD Paco is the race leader once again. I think Cam McKenzie will go into the pit lane. He is. That might be it for him. Here comes Adam Fleetwood on Mirko. The Red Bull on the Ferrari separates the pair. Oh, Cam McKenzie is into the pits. We'll get that problem fixed and carry on. Fair play to him. I like that. No, he doesn't. the Red Bull of Adam up to P4. Daddy Cool and Artron. Artron will try and make a move back up the inside. He has a little snap, loses a little bit of time to Daddy Cool. So look how competitive it is throughout the grid. V-cabs are Peyton and Adams in P7 and P8. Ali also there. Daddy Cool on the back of Artron. Here comes the Mercedes up the inside of the Kick Sauber. The Kick Sauber goes later on the brakes, hits the wall, and the Mercedes being patient at the moment. So with that DRS enabled, it's going to be a real tricky race for the front three. And XD Paco will probably get back through. Here comes Adams, goes through on his teammate. And Reese and XD Paco will look for a move on Isman. Are they going to get it in time? I think Isman's held on. That's the first time that a driver at the front has held on down the DRS straight. And that is Adam Fleetwood and Banana both through on Mirko in the Ferrari. And oh, Adam Fleetwood goes out wide. And he just forgot where the brake pedal was. And down to P8 goes the Red Bull driver. Now here comes the McLaren of Ali all over the rear diffuser of the Red Bull in front. And a huge mistake there from Adam Fleetwood. Here comes Mirko on Banana down in towards turn 1 at Harbour Island. Banana holding on. Reese is through on XD Paco, tries to make a move as well on Isman. Goes for the double overtake, hits the back of Isman. Now here comes XD Paco right back at the Ferrari, but just backs out. Ali on Adam Fleetwood does get through on him with the rear wing open. And make it down to P9 now for Adam. Angry Badger on Cinders with that DRS. It's very easy to get the overtake when you've got that DRS. Let's have a look. Race, which I didn't know. So, what's going on, Bjorn and Dutchy? How are we? So, it'll be interesting to see who comes out first. Yeah, that is Angry Badger, the Irishman in the Kick Sauber, will be out first. So, remember, 12 minutes of qualifying for the sprint race, and then 18 for the feature race, as always is. Just let me know if the volume's okay, everybody. So we're on board with Angry Badger, the Irishman. He's going to be the first driver to settle up as he comes around turn 7 and down towards turn 8. What's going on, Demir? I'm just going to do a quick sound check, make sure that it's sounding okay. So, there is a McLaren just behind as well. I think that is Banana. It could be Ali actually. No, it is Banana. He always seems to try and get out quickly. The DRS down to turn 14 actually doesn't activate until about halfway down now. Where you see like the number 3 on the track, it opens just before there. Oh, you can actually see on the map. I didn't realise that. So, on board. Right, brilliant. Here we go. On board with Angry Badger. He's on the mediums for his first lap here in this sprint qualifying into turn 1. And then just easing off the throttle as we go in towards turn 2, trying not to slide around a little bit deep through there and then down the hill towards turn 3. Early on the throttle, but making sure none of that snap of the rear end as we go through turn 4 and in towards turn 5. He'll slam on the brakes at the 50-metre mark and then come around the right-hander and he does snap the rears. It's always a tricky circuit, China. He keeps hold of it. He'll want to set a banker regardless, the Sauber driver. As we go around turn 7, down turn 8, and in towards turn 9 and 10, and another snap for the Sauber driver. He's got Banana catching him up behind. Out of turn 10 and down towards turn 11. This is where you want to be close to the drivers because the DRS detection zone is there, but then the DRS doesn't kick in for quite a while after the DRS detection zone. So out of turn 13, and then down the straight we go. DRS will kick in now. The rear wing will open. He'll give him that extra bit of speed. He's got a Ferrari just in front of him. Down towards turn 14. He'll slam on the brakes at the 100-metre mark. And then in to turn 14 we go. Using the curve to the left-hand side out of turn 15. And then this is the tricky bit. He wants to go over the apex at turn 16. Just easing off the throttle ever so slightly. Battery to the line. DRS wide open. And it's a 1:33.4. What about Banana in the McLaren? He goes a 1:31.8, 1.6 quicker than Angry Badger. Then we have a Williams coming to the line, a 1:34.3 for Little Drips. We have Mirko in the Ferrari, also on a lap, but he's stuck behind an Aston Martin there. And that is Krytek, the South African, down towards line. He goes, where's he going to put it on his debut? Up to P2 in the Aston. XD Paco also on a lap, but we have a couple of drivers coming through. That is Shane Bollen in the Alpine, also on the mediums. Nobody trying to risk them softs just yet. To the line, touches the grass and up to P5. And B-Right goes up to P6 at 1:36. He's had a huge mistake somewhere there. Welsh Sponger 1:31.8 and goes quicker than Banana by a 100th of a second. Ali, the man from Belgium, will be next to the line, and he goes up to P6 with a 1:34.6. Then Isman goes fastest, a 1:31.4. Mirko went P10 in that Ferrari. We have Jonathan and XD Paco. XD Paco has invalidated it. Jonathan in the Haas has just started his flying lap with 6.5 minutes to go. What's going on, Bambo? So we are on board with Jonathan as he comes around turn 8 and down towards turn 9. What a circuit it is here in Shanghai. Michael Schumacher winning his last ever race at this circuit. So it holds a special heart to the Michael Schumacher fans and also the Red Bull team as well, who recorded their first victory as a team here in 2009. And Nico Rosberg, the one-time world champion, who also won his first ever race at the Shanghai circuit. It was actually funny when Red Bull won this race in 2009. The British national anthem was incorrectly played on the podium for Red Bull, though the team's obviously based in Britain. The team itself is actually registered in Austria with their national anthem. So Jonathan goes up to P6. B-Right did go up to P2. Baton is also on the lap. He's going to come down towards the line, and he stays in P13. Ortron in the other Sauber. 2 South Africans on the grid tonight. Nice to see. So here comes Ortron out of turn 13. The drivers will definitely struggle with their tyres around here. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Because it's a sprint race, they'll have to be extra careful. They'll have to look after their tyres. Sorry guys, I've got a bit of a cough tonight. So Banana with tyres, he's not going to set another lap. But yeah, there's so many long straights, plus like 270-degree corners. So it's obviously notoriously difficult on tyres and brakes that the drivers seem to find out very quickly. Baton is going again, so he must have invalidated it. Daddy Cool will be the next driver to the line, though. Phoenix Gray and XD Paco. XD Paco, who did invalidate it, will be just in front of him, though. It's full. What do you mean it's full? It's a sprint race. So XD Paco goes fastest, a 1:30.8. Yeah, that's what I thought, Banana, because it said full qualifying 50% race, but then it's a sprint race, apparently. So it's not full qualifying on a sprint race. Phoenix Gray will be next. Over the apex, down towards the line we go, and the Scotsman goes up to P4, and just behind his teammate, the 2 Red Bulls, both in the 1:31.6s. Cam McKenzie and Reese still in the pit lane. Shane Boland, currently in P17, is on his way back out to go again. Oh, are you sure? It's never full qualifying. Because if we had full qualifying for the sprint and the race, we wouldn't finish until about 11 o'clock. So Baton goes into the pit lane. Crytek in the Aston Martin is back out. And Daddy Cool went up to P16. The Aston Martin driver of Crytek back out on the mediums. Should have kept it short for all sessions instead of short and full. I don't know what you mean. Crytek down towards turn 14. The Aston Martin driver. And out of turn 15 and into 16, he'll just hug the apex. And he invalidates it. That is so frustrating, especially around a circuit like this, because it doesn't just invalidate that lap, it also invalidates the lap after. And Daddy Cool is on his way back out. Shane Boland is on another lap. We have just over a minute to go. All the drivers are back out, barring Phoenix Gray and Baton. So we'll see what the Alpine driver can do. So Shane Boland out of turn 13. And the DRS kicks in. And this is where they'll get that extra bit of boost. Can Baton capitalise on this? He's now putting it all on the line. He's on them soft compounds. He's risking it for a decent start over the apex. Down towards the line. This is a good lap. Shane Bolland goes up to P9. That's a cracking lap. What about Reese in the Ferrari? We have a Mercedes there as well. That's Daddy Cool, but he's on an in-lap, or he's just trying to build his ERS up for another lap. The Aston Martin of Crytek did invalidate it, so he's had to go all the way back round. So Reese will be next in that Scuderia. The checkered flag has been waved here in China. This is it. Down the straight, DRS is open. He has a Haas right in his tail. Right in his slipstream, actually. That'll definitely be benefiting that Haas driver. So we're on board with the Ferrari. Out of turn 15, down towards turn 16, over the apex for the Scuderia. Down towards the line. Where can Reese put it? This is a good lap. Reese goes fastest. A 1:30.3, well sponged with that slipstream, goes up to P2. Isman will be next in the Williams. He's 4 tenths up. This is going to put him on pole. Isman goes to the line up to P3. Wow, he wasn't. Adams goes up to P5. Here comes B right in the Red Bull. The other Haas is to the line. That's Jonathan, goes up to P5. B right in the Red Bull to the line. He goes up to P5, takes it back off Jonathan. This is an incredible end to the sprint qualifying. Little drips in the Williams out of turn 15, over the apex at 16, down towards the line for little drips. He's currently going to improve, and he does go up to P16. Ali goes up to P9. Angry Badger in the Kick Sauber goes into the pit lane, and that is it. Cam McKenzie in the Alpine also goes into the pit lane after invalidating it, but EVE Reese takes pole in China. So, EVE Reese in the Ferrari is on pole. Ferrari have the most podium finishes in China with 13. Mercedes trail them with 12. So, Reese, from out of nowhere, adding to that list of Ferrari podiums. So, Cam McKenzie has got to come from out of nowhere, but he is in an Aston Martin. Sorry, I think Alpine, isn't it? EV Reese starts on pole by 4 tenths of a second. Bunyan P2, Isman and XD Paco in P3 and P4. XD Paco didn't set a lap on the softs though. Mirko in P5, B Wright in P6, Jonathan in P7, Adams in P8, Ali in P9, and Phoenix Gray in the top 10. Then comes Banana in 11, Baton in 12, Angry Badger in 13, Shane Boland in 14, Crytek in P15, Little Drips in P16, Daddy Cool in P17, Ortron in P18, and Cam McKenzie in the Alpine in P19. Mark Webber's grid position of 18th in 2011 actually is the furthest back on the grid a podium finish has come from at the Shanghai circuit. He gained 15 places in the race to stand on the final step. So Cam McKenzie will be looking at doing something like that today. So here we go on the formation lap. 19 drivers for the sprint race. Reese will like the fact that he's in the lead here. And he'll like the fact that he's got Welsh Sponge and Isman between him and XD Paco. Shane Boland and Little Drips. Both DSQs starting with cold tyres here in China is not what you wanted. The Red Bulls, who have looked strong all season, starting in P6 and P10. Also the McLarens, who've done really well, starting in P9 and P11. Angry Badger up to P13 is a great starting position for him in that Sauber. And Krytek on his debut in P15. We'll see what he can do in the sprint race. Adams and Ali go to the back to the grid. Merkel up to P5 as well. That's a good starting position for him. Out qualified B right, and he's right behind XD Paco. So here we go, as they all line up here at the Shanghai circuit. The sound has gone for the moment. Here we go. Here we go for MSC here in the Podium Series. And it's the lights out and away we go. Look at Welsh Sponge with his race start. Going down towards turn 1. Isman in the Williams. He's trying to make a move. He's got XD Pack up the inside. Down in towards turn 1. Welsh Sponge goes into the lead. The Haas driver goes up the inside of the Scarlet Ferrari. And that is Isman in the Williams that is off track and just scuttering down the grid. Merkut to P4, P right, and Jonathan in the Haas also squabbling for places. Banana is already up 3 positions, and in front of his Belgium teammate of Ali. Isman is out of the sprint race into turn 4, and a disastrous opening lap for him. Baton is up to P10 now. A lot of tasty exchanges throughout the grid. Cam McKenzie is up 6 in the Alpine, trying to replicate Mark Webber. Daddy Cool, Little Drips, that is Angry Badger. It is off the track after a great start in the Grand Prix. Shane Boland up the inside of Ali, the Alpine, and the Papaya McLaren. Ali down 2 places at the moment. Merkel to P4 in the Scuderia, very close to the podiums. That is Ortron in the Sauber, who goes off track and just comes right back on track in front of Daddy Cool, wipes him out of the race. And that was a very, very unlucky entry back onto the racetrack. And Daddy Cool will be absolutely fuming about that. Just no consideration for the other drivers as he darted back on track right in front of that Mercedes. So Reese, the DRS will be enabled this lap. Welsh Sponge leads to Reese in second. XD Paco in third. Mirko in P4. No Isman now. Here comes Mirko. B right, Jonathan. Every single driver down to P15 locked in that DRS train still. But we go on board with the front 2, and it is Welsh Sponge that leads to Reese in P2. XD Paco on the hard compounds as well, so he's gone for the hards when the other drivers have gone for the mediums. He always likes to be different. He knows come the end of this sprint race that he'll be the quicker car. But I think Welsh Sponge and Reese need to work together here and try and get away from XD Paco while they're on the faster tyre compound. Because otherwise they are going to be wide open near the back end of this Grand Prix. but it's going to be very difficult to get away with a driver like XD Paco. Here comes Baton on the back of Phoenix Grey, the Red Bull and the RB, and look how close the RB is to the Red Bull. He's going to try and go to the inside, and there just wasn't a gap there. Oh, and Baton goes into the wall and onto the grass. Crytek goes through. And that is Reese that takes the lead of the Grand Prix here in China on lap 2. What about Angry Badger on Baton? Just running out of track, and now here comes Ortron on little drips, and the Sauber driver just backs out and then goes up the inside and hits little drips. It seemed like the move was over for Ortron, and then he went for it. So Welsh Sponge is back into the lead on lap 3. Cam McKenzie is throwing his teammate, the two Alpines squabbling. Cam McKenzie goes wide, Shane Bolin goes through, and now back down up the inside goes Cam McKenzie, and he is now in front of his teammate of Shane Bolin. Be right on at Mirko. Daddy Cool is out, and he will be really frustrated with that, as I would be as well. Reese in the Ferrari on the back of Welsh Sponge. So here comes Reese. Remember that DRS enabled. And we're on lap 3, and it looks like Reese will take the lead back off Welsh Sponge going down in towards turn 14. They are going to go wheel to wheel, and Welsh Sponge does back out. XD Paco is still there. A huge lag from Welsh Sponge, and that might have let XD Paco through. Baton is front. Crytek. And now XD Paco is into P2. He has the DRS. He's coming at Reese. And he's coming so quickly there. Goes up the inside. Oh, he's lost the rears. He's down to P4. Mirko is through. But because he's ghosted, he's trying to get that position back. And now up the inside goes Mirko. Wheel to wheel go the Ferrari and the Mercedes. 13 podiums here in Shanghai for the Ferrari. 12 for the Mercedes. Up the inside goes XD Paco, and he's very lucky that his car ghosted and he was able to keep that position there, Paco. Ali on at Phoenix Grey. Little Drips does retire. So still riding on board with the front 7 that are locked in that DRS train. But it is Reese that leads the way. Yellow flag's waving again. Welsh Sponge nearly out of DRS range of Reese. He's trying to get away, but now they'll get that DRS back. I don't think he's close enough to even make the move, but look at the other drivers. Here comes Jonathan on B right. Phoenix Grey also on Banana. Phoenix Grey will go the long way around. Jonathan goes through on B right. And the Haas driver is through on the Red Bull. Crytek goes through on Baton, the Aston Martin, but Baton switches it back up the inside. Now wheel to wheel once more as they come out of turn 15, down towards 16. Crytek stays in front. Baton comes right back at him. Look at that for an entrance into turn 16. Shane Bolin is back through. Ken McKenzie is back through. Shane Bolin, and here comes Baton on Crytek, and he's up to P13. Welsh Sponge is back on the tail of Reese, and so is XD Paco, Mirko, Jonathan, B. Wright, Adams, all locked in that DRS range. Banana managed to get back from Phoenix Grey. He's in a papaya sandwich, is Phoenix Grey. Ali goes deep. Banana snaps the rears, and that was a fantastic move from Ali. He went so late on the brakes, managed to stay there. Banana will try and block Phoenix Grey. He'll let his teammate through. A bit of teamwork, papaya rules here in China as Ali goes through and Banana blocks off the Red Bull. Oh, a little snap there from Ali. Will that open the door for his teammate? He'll stay behind. He will get that DRS, though. And Phoenix Grey looking for a move up the inside and has to slam onto that brake pedal. Well, Sponge has lost DRS to Reese. XD Paco will find an easy way route easy way through now on Welsh Sponge, because he'll be... Oh, no, they both got DRS. They did both get DRS. And look how much they've caught up to Reese because of that DRS. They were 1.2 behind. Now they're only 7 tenths, but XD Paco is through. Ali on a Banana. Banana is through on his teammate once more. 7 tenths is the gap. Reese looking very quick around here. So, interesting battles all over the circuit here. The McLaren's trying to work well together to keep that Red Bull behind them. And look at B right. Jonathan with an incredible Grand Prix. The Haas drivers in P3 and P5. So the Mercedes in P2. Talking of Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton is the most successful driver in Shanghai. He's taken 6 victories in China: 2008, 2011, 2014, 2015, 2017 and 2019, and is the only driver to have taken fastest lap of the race more than once, having done so in 2008, 2010, 15 and 17. XD Paco trying to replicate that success of Lewis Hamilton here in the Mercedes-AMG Petronas as we go down towards turn 14 on lap 6 of this sprint race. And what about Merkel and Welsh Sponges trying to get into the podiums? Remember I said earlier, Ferrari, the most successful team to have 13 podiums on the grid here in China. And in towards turn 16, Jonathan goes wide there in the Haas. B right is there, Adams is trying to catch up. So much action, that's what you get in Shanghai. So, XD Paco is now back up to P2. He's still got to get past Reese, but this is going to be a bit of a game of DRS chicken till the end of this Grand Prix. Remember, XD Paco is on them hard, so they will probably start to become the better tyre of choice. And that is Shane Bolin in the Alpine that's on to the gravel. Krytek in the Aston Martin will go through and pick up a free position. Angry Badger with that little snap is trying to catch up to Shane Bolin as well. XD Paco on the back of Reese, the Ferrari, Mercedes, Haas, Ferrari, Haas, Red Bull, RB, McLarens. Ali is back through on his teammate Banana. The Belgian through on the Scotsman. One Scotsman in the McLaren, another in the Red Bull. But who will come out on top of the fighting Scots? Cam Mackenzie in the Alpine up to P11. He started in P19, a fantastic sprint race for him. XD Paco, he's going to wait. He's going to be patient. B right is back through on Jonathan. He'll go up the inside of the Haas driver. He goes a little deep, and he does go in front. Banana is back through on Ali. And they have to do that. They have to keep exchanging places to keep Phoenix Gray behind. What about XD Paco and Reese? He is now going to go for the move, and the Mercedes driver goes into the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix on lap 8. Reese will try and respond to the challenges of the Mercedes. Taps him in the rears. Welsh Sponge just watching all this unfold. Ali is back through on Banana. They trade places once again, the McLarens. Here comes Reese on XD Paco, the Ferrari on the Mercedes. Welsh Sponge is there. Here comes B right on Mirko. So Reese will get that DRS on XD Paco. Now it'll be interesting to see what he does, if he waits or if he just tries to go through. Welsh Sponge has used a lot of his ERS. Mirko's got a little bit more, and that was a slight mistake there from Welsh Sponge in front, but he did well. So Reese only 2 tenths of a second behind XD Paco on lap 8. 2.5 to go in the sprint race. Here comes Reese. Look how close he is to that Mercedes. He's not going for the move yet, but that might mean Welsh Sponge will start to catch up to them with that DRS, and Reese is waiting. He still continues to wait. He pulls off the gas, but he might open the door to Welsh Sponge. Welsh Sponge comes through, and there goes Mirko. Mirko has taken out his teammate. Reese is down to P6. Drama as B-Right goes up to P2. This is incredible. XD Paco has been gifted the race win here. He's managed to escape the DRS, and Reese was taken out by his teammate. He's now back up to P4, but he was biding his time. He was waiting. He was being patient and waiting for the final lap to use that DRS and try and get the race win. But a late break from his teammate has cost him that chance. Maybe even cost him an opportunity at a podium. So drama between the Scuderias. Yeah, Dutchy, absolutely. So Reese all over the back of B-Right, who's now into the podiums. And there goes Phoenix Gray on Banana. He's finally got past the McLarens. Phoenix Gray has been battling with the Papayas for the majority of this race, but finally he's into P8. XD Paco has been let off the reins in front, 2.4 clear already. And now here comes B-Right. Remember, he'll get that DRS. Is he going to go for the move, though? Here comes Reese. B-Right will open that rear wing, and he will go for the move on Welsh Sponge, but surely he leaves himself open going down in towards turn one. Welsh Sponge will try and come back up the inside. The Red Bull locks up. Welsh Sponge is there in the Haas. EVE Reese in the Ferrari. Mirko in his teammate in the other Scarlet Ferrari. Jonathan is there. What about Banana on Phoenix Gray? Here comes Welsh Sponge, and so does Reese as well. And the Red Bull driver, I think, has gone too early here. He's down to P4. His only opportunity at the podium is going down into turn 14 now. Mirko will try and put his Ferrari up the inside of that Red Bull. And he does it once again and nearly takes the Red Bull out. Mirko needs to be careful here. Jonathan all over the back of him. EVE Reese on Welsh Sponge. Is he going to go early for the move? I think there's going to be a lot of tactics coming into this, and who wants to let the driver go in front on the final run to the line. And that is a Welsh Sponge around the outside of Reese, but here comes B-Right. Reese is through. Mirko is from B-Right, and B-Right is down to P6, and Jonathan is up to P4. The Haas is a P3 and P4. The Red Bull will go round the outside of Mirko, and through he goes and up to P5. And it is a Reese that will lead the way, but he will be the sitting duck. He's got a lot of battery though, Reese. I think he could potentially hold on here, but we'll see going down into turn 14. XD Paco will win this sprint race. But this is where the action's happening. And B-Right on Jonathan. They both have DRS. They both have ERS. Shane Bowen has spun again. B-Right is through. Welsh Sponge is catching Reese. He'll have to go the long way round. Reese will hold on to P2. Jonathan goes up the inside of B-Right. Welsh Sponge a little snap. XD Paco will come through to win. But it is Reese that takes P2. B-Right, Jonathan, Mirko all squabbling for the podiums. Here comes B-Right down to the line. But it's Welsh Sponge that takes it. Adams in P7. Banana did get back past Phoenix Gray. And it is going to be Banana in P8. Phoenix Gray in P9. What a sprint race that was. But what could have been for the Ferraris? Is 0.064 between B-Right and Welsh Sponge for the podiums. So it is XD Paco that wins the sprint. EV Reese takes P2, Welsh Sponge takes P3, B-Right takes P4, Jonathan takes P5, Mirko in P6, Adams in P7, Banana in P8, his countryman in P9 and Phoenix Gray, and Cam McKenzie from 19th on the grid takes P10, Ali will take P11, his countryman will take P12 of Baton, Crytek in P13, Angry Badger in P14, Ortron in P15, Shane Bolin in P16, Little Juts in P17, Daddy Kill in P18, and Aisman, who retired in the opening sector of the opening lap, in P19. So into qualifying we go. And on an out lap, Shane Bolin. We do have a couple of drivers just in front, and that is Little Drips that will lead the way. The safety car is now back out here in qualifying. We do have Isman. Are they going to change places? Because I feel like Isman will either have to slow down or get past Little Drips here. Yeah, I thought so. Great strategy, and I think Little Drips will just try and... I thought Little Drips should have tried to stay as close as possible to Isman, because he's obviously not as quick as Isman, and that's no disrespect. But he could stay as close as possible to Isman to try and get a lot of slipstream from him, whilst Isman starts to pull away. So, yeah. But we go on board with Isman. Down in towards turn 1 for the Dutch driver, and you see the way he's coming around here, just feathering that throttle in towards turn 2 and then slightly downhill towards turn 3. Out of turn 4 we go, and a little kink to the right hand side at turn 5, and then it hits the brakes halfway around the 75 metre mark, right in the apex there as we go through turn 6. And then to the left-hander at turn 7 on board with the Williams of Isman, who did qualify in a P3 for the sprint race. So Isman out of turn 13, down towards turn 14. Over the apex, and then out of turn 15. And we are on board with the Williams driver, who will definitely be battling for pole position. Over the apex at 16, down towards the start-finish line, and it's a 1:31.0 for him. Isman goes into the pit lane, and the Ferrari of Mirko starting his flying lap, but Banana will be next to the line in the Papaya. Out of turn 15 we go, and this is the tricky part because you do not want to invalidate it there. Down towards the line for Banana, it's going to be the 1:31s, a 1:31.1. That's a great lap, actually. Baton, who was that? He just come to the line there. And that is going to be Phoenix Gray to start his lap. Here comes Shane Bolland to the line. Shane Bolland goes up to P3. Merkel is invalidated. Here comes the two Haas drivers. Welsh Sponge is on a lap. No, he's not. He's just started his lap, same as Jonathan. Very close together on track. Exactly what the Williams drivers should have done is what Jonathan and Welsh Sponge are doing there. Here comes Cam McKenzie, who started 19th on the grid in the sprint race and finished in P10. But he will definitely want to get a lap in this time round. So the Alpine, towards turn 16 we go. And that was Adams that went up to P3, a 1:31.8. Here comes Cam McKenzie. It's a 1:32.4 for him on the mediums. The Aston Martin driver of Crytek goes up to P5, a 1:32.4 for him. We have a couple of Ferraris coming through. That is Merkel that is just in front of his teammate. He has a huge snap there, but Reese is only on an out lap. Merkel will come to the line and he's going into the pit lane. Yeah, it's not a very good lap from Merkel. Here comes Mercedes. Danny Kill starting his lap. B Wright will be next to the line. He's on a flying lap with 12.5 minutes to go. Down to turn 14. And B Wright, who was for a second in with a chance of the race win. Obviously, the Ferraris will be looking at the mistakes they made in the sprint. And they'll want to capitalise on that. A 1:31.1. It is super competitive. That is a McLaren that is off the track there. I don't know who that is. That is Bernardo on to go. Oh, he's just moving out the way for the two Hasses who are coming through. Welsh Sponge through first. Jonathan through second. Up to P4. And Jonathan takes it off him. So good strategy. Remember, Welsh Sponge is on the mediums though. So great teamwork between the two Haas drivers. Phoenix Gray goes into the pit lane. Danny Gill, Reese is on a lap. Will stay on board with the Ferrari. A little slipstream off the safety car there. And now we will just burn that battery all the way down. I don't know if he's on a flyer here. Is he on a flyer? Yeah, I think he is. He has saved so much battery for that back straight. In fact, he's got too much battery left over. That means that he's got a lot more in the tank if he's got that much battery left over. Or is he going to just use it right up to the line? Yeah, I think he is. That is such a nice line for Reese going through there. And he goes fastest at 1:30.5. We said he was saving it up. That is brilliant. Derek Hill goes up to P11. Baton is on another lap. Purple Sector 1. Ortron in the kick. Sauber is just behind him. So we'll stay on board with the RB of Baton on the mediums. But what a lap that was from Reese. He looks super competitive here. So, where XD Paco yet to set a lap time. The problem is with XD Paco being where he is that you've got two really quick Haas drivers, two really quick Ferraris, two really quick Red Bulls, even McLarens and RBs potentially, that are all going to be working together throughout the race. And then XD Paco is right in the mix of it. Daddy Cool is a very consistent driver that will bring you points all season. But XD Paco is just on a different level at the top of the standings. Baton goes up to P5. So he's got to contend with, especially when it comes to the Ferraris. And that's where, and the Hasses as well. That's where XD Paco will struggle. So XD Paco goes purple sector 1. Yeah, Isman. China is so difficult, man. Down in towards turn 9 and 10 for the Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton DNF'd here in 2007. It's the only time a pole sitter has ever failed to win, has ever failed to finish the race at the Chinese Grand Prix. And look at XD Paco with that cheeky slipstream from the RB. The RB trying to slow down as much as possible to not give him any advantage, not like he needs it. Down in towards turn 14. Ah, right, no worries, Isman. Out of turn 16 we go for XD Paco down towards the line. He's going to go quickest. He does. A 1:30.2 from the Mercedes. Adams will start another lap. I think B. Wright is already on a lap. He is. And there's a Ferrari. I think that is Mirko who's on a lap, who's just in front of you, so we'll stay on board with him. Yeah. So on board with the Ferrari, Mirko who goes up to P9. Talking of Ferraris, one of the most memorable moments in China, obviously 2006, where Schumacher's final victory was. He in 2004 he actually finished a lap down on the winner in 12th place. So B. Wright in P4, and he has backed out again. There is a Mercedes coming through. There's XD Paco. Is he on another lap, XD Paco? He's already said a 1:30.2. I think he's going to go into the pits. He is. So we'll try and get on board with the next drivers coming through. This is Adams, and I think he's going into the pits as well. Little Drips is on an outlap. And we have a Haas coming through there. That is Welsh Sponge also on an outlap. Shane Bolland, who is currently in P12. And he's going to go into the pits. Krytek in the Aston Martin will be next. The South African driver is just in front of his countryman in P15. Both the South Africans. Oh, and it's just a huge snap coming out of turn 16. Down towards the line, and that cost him. That cost him. He's a 10th down on his lap. So let's try and find the leader. It's Phoenix Gray, and he's backing out again. Phoenix Gray struggling. Daddy Cool is only on an outlap. And that is Little Drips. He does have a Haas right behind him. Thing is that Haas on a flying lap? I've got a feeling it is. It's Welsh Sponge, and he's going to get a huge slipstream if that Williams is on a lap. Welsh Sponge is going to get a huge slipstream. But if he gets right down to the end of this lap, he has no reason, the Williams, to get out of the way, and he's only going to be helping his own teammate. But it looks like it's going to be perfect for Welsh Sponge to get a huge slipstream all the way down to the line. He's only gone and helped him, and Welsh Sponge goes up to P6, a 1:30.1. Cam Mackenzie in the Alpine goes into the pits. Angry Badger in the Sauber, 5 minutes to go. So Angry Badger. Ali still yet to set a lap time with 4 minutes to go. Little Drips in the Williams has invalidated it. Oh, he goes off track there, Little Drips, and he's into the grass. That was Daddy Cool that went up to P14. So a good lap from the Mercedes. Is EV Reese going again? He went a 1:30.3 now, Reese. Wow, what a lap from the Ferrari. He's so close to XD Paco. He seems to be back on form, Reese. we know that he stopped playing for a little while, and now he seems to be right back on that form that he found at the end of F1 23. Oh, what is Welsh Sponge doing? That's not going to be a good lap unless he's just going to try and give his teammate a helping hand. What is going on? I think he's trying to cut the corners to get into the pits and get back out, but unless he's just showing me that he's doing an in-lap or something. A Shane Bolland in the Alpine, Daddy Cool in the Mercedes. Oh, trying to in the Soulbridge, half a second up. Half a second would find him around the other South African driver of Crytek, his lap time. And into the pits he goes. Have they got enough time to go again? Here comes the Alpine and Shane Bolland. He will be next to set a lap. 2.5 minutes to go. Sorry guys, right, 1.5 minutes to go. The Ferrari of Mirko is improving. He's a 10th up on his lap time as he comes in towards turn 13. Welsh Sponge is retired in at P5. He can do no more. Into the pits he goes. Orshron cannot improve either. Here comes Mirko. He's got a driver going left to right. Just moves out the way. Does the Red Bull driver. Here comes Mirko. And the Red Bull, the reason he was doing that is because he did not want Mirko getting any sort of help from him behind, getting into that slipstream. Mirko out of turn 15, down in towards turn 16 we go for the Scuderia, and towards the start-finish line, Mirko goes P8 and just behind Phoenix Grey. The McLaren of Banana just starts his flying lap. This is it. Adams will hit the line. 40 seconds to go. Ali on an outlap. They're all going to reach the line, I think. Here comes Shane Bolland with a bit of traffic in front of him. We have another Ferrari. That is Reese on an outlap. So is XD Paco. They're all going to go again. They're all lining up. Phoenix Grey on an outlap. Cam McKenzie in the Alpine is on a flying lap. He's 2 tenths up. And what has happened? Migrating host. Somebody's been kicked. Baton has left the session and the qualifying's over. The qualifying is over. Everybody has been kicked from the session on their very final run. Oh, what has happened there? So, after the lobby messed up, we are back, and we're just waiting now for the race to start. Thank you all for bearing with us. It's a technical difficulty that we've had. But we're back, and we're going to go racing very shortly, so just bear with us. So, we are on the formation lap. So, Cam McKenzie up into P4. What a lap he managed to get. There is a Williams, I think, there or something, is it? I think that's Little Drips, is it? No, it's Isman. I don't know if he's in his car. Let's have a quick look at the tyres for the race. Ooh. Top three on mediums, then comes hards all the way down to Well Sponge, hards all the way to Shane Bolland, then hards all the way down to Andrew Badger. So a lot of the drivers starting on the hards. They'll have them free tyre choices again now because of the lobby restart. Here we go. They all line up. It's really annoying, the camera angle on the Chinese Grand Prix. Off the start line. Here it is though. We'll ride on board with Cam McKenzie. Here we go. Round 16 here in China. And it's lights out and away we go. Down towards turn 1. Great start from B. Wright, who's trying to go up the inside of Reese, but XD Paco, Phoenix Grey is already up 2 places. The Red Bull driver, Isman has ghosted, he's dropping down. Banana is through, and so is Baton. Here comes Adams as well. Cam McKenzie and Wellsponge up 3 places, trying to get past Cam McKenzie, who's in P4. XD Paco got off to a good start. That is Adams in the RB, going all the way down to the back of the grid. So involved in an incident. Mirko's down 6 places. Ortron is up 3, and look at this as they all collide in towards turn 6. Isman is through on his teammate, and that is Wellsponge just up 4 places. Look at Bananarama around the outside of Phoenix Grey, continuing where they left off in the sprint race, and the McLaren is through on the Red Bull. Can the Red Bull come back? Isman all the way down to P9, needs to get back into his car. A yellow flag is waving. That's Cam McKenzie rounding onto the grass. He started P4 on this grid, and he's all the way to the back. XD Paco, Reese, B. Wright, Wellsponge, Banana, Phoenix Grey, Baton. So here comes Reese now without DRS, but that doesn't matter. And into the slipstream he goes. Can he make the move? No DRS until next lap. He can't. Cam McKenzie's through on Daddy Cool. What about Mirko on Ortron? Here comes the Ferrari driver on the Sauber down towards turn 14. Shane Bullen is through on the Aston Martin. Mirko is through on the Sauber. Sauber just goes slightly off track, and now here comes a Crytek on Shane Bolin, goes a little bit deep into turn 16, and DRS is now enabled. The Ferrari chases down the Mercedes. He'll try and go up the inside and just has to back out. B-Right is there, so is Wellsponge. Then they've got a 2-second gap to Banana. That is Adams that goes into the pit lane. Did he get damage on the feature race? And Baton on the back of Phoenix Grey, he's looking for a way through, and the RB driver on the Red Bull will try and go up the inside. Phoenix Grey leaves him the space. They do touch though, and the Red Bull stays in front. Here comes Reese on XD Paco. Reese looking very quick around China. Yeah, Isman, it seems like you've had an awful race, mate. Didn't even get to start the bloody sprint race or the feature race. So remember, Reese will get that DRS on XD Paco. And down towards turn 14 we go. He'll get that DRS and he'll move into the lead of the Grand Prix. What about Wellsponge on B. Wright? He can't get through at the moment. What about Little Drips on Crytek? Wellsponge and B. Wright are squabbling, but here comes Little Drips and Mirko as well. Mirko in the Ferrari goes through. And B. Wright's been overtaken by the Haas, but not for long. He has a little snap, and back comes the Red Bull driver on the Haas. And into the podiums he goes. Wellsponge just slotted in behind him. Reese is still in the lead. Baton on Phoenix Grey. Right onto his tail. Ortron on Crytek. Wheel to wheel go the Sauber and the Aston Martin, but it is Ortron that goes through, and Crytek with the old switcheroo. XD Paco goes back in front of Reese, and the Ferrari driver slots in behind the Mercedes. And B. Wright trying to keep that DRS to the front two. Yeah, I know what you mean, Isman. I always put the AI up just in case anybody has connection issues. Not too high where it's going to be quicker than drivers, but enough, you know. Baton on Phoenix Grey. Jonathan trying for a little move up the inside of the RB. And through goes Jonathan. Shane Boland on Ali Ali. And Baton comes back at Jonathan. What about Reese on XD Paco? Wheel to wheel into turn 14. I think XD Paco would have got a warning there. Phoenix Grey is through on Banana. Banana will go at the inside. Phoenix Grey goes deep. That might have opened up the door for Baton as well. And Phoenix Grey got a little bit squirrely coming out of turn 15. And now here comes Baton on the back of the Red Bull. He's looking very quick this evening. What about Ali Ali? on Shane Bolland. The McLaren on the Alpine. Phoenix Grey is coming back on Baton. Wheel to wheel go the RB and the Red Bull once more. The Red Bull will have the inside line. Those slots just in front of the RB. Jonathan will now get involved between the two sister cars, and the Haas trying to find a way through. Cam McKenzie is through on Isman. What about XD Paco and Reese? B. Wright is still within DRS range. So is Welsh Sponge. Banana Rama around 5 seconds behind them, but he's got Phoenix Grey on his tail. That is Reese that is through on XD Paco before the DRS straight. So was that tactical from XD Paco to let Reese through on lap 4 as they come around turn 13? And XD Paco will get that rear wing open, and they'll move right back in front of the Ferrari driver. What about Baton on Phoenix Grey, who's also catching up to Banana, and Phoenix Grey around the outside of the McLaren. Here comes the Red Bull, and he'll go deep, and Banana snaps it, and he'll probably lose the position to Baton as well. He does. No, he doesn't. Banana is just about still there, and Baton backs out. And that is Banana that goes out wide. Here comes Reese on XD Paco. B. Right, Welsh Sponge, Phoenix Grey. Here comes Banana Rama with that DRS enable. We'll go up the inside of the Red Bull driver, and Banana is in front and up to P5. What about Baton once again, side by side with the Red Bull of Phoenix Grey through turn 3 and 4. Look at this for about... And you have the Haas of Jonathan, who's going to now try and look for a move on the Red Bull. And that is yellow flags waving. That looks like it's Little Drips that's had a mistake. Phoenix Grey and Jonathan, and it is the Haas that goes through. And now look at Ali Ali and the Red Bull driver again. He's swallowed up a little bit, and Ali Ali goes onto the grass. Baton on the back of the McLaren. It's a great battle in the midfield of this pack, and also out front. Look at Reese on the back of XD Paco. He'll get that DRS again. So the Ferrari driver into the slipstream, DRS enable, moves over to the right hand side, and the Scuderia goes back into the lead. What about Baton on Banana, who's just swinging left to right to avoid letting the RB through? And Ortron on Crytek, not able to make that move. Angry Badger on the other side, we're on the back of his teammate. XD Paco is through on Reese. And the Ferrari driver will try and switch it back up the inside of the Mercedes. These two tussling for the lead of the Grand Prix. Ferrari 13 podiums around this circuit. Mercedes have 12. And that is Crytek involved in that Sauber sandwich for P12. And Crytek is back through on Ortron, but for how long? Here comes Ortron. But no, he's not able to get back through just yet. Look at the other Sauber. Oh, he nearly takes out his teammate. Angry Badger into the back of the South African. Baton on the back of Banana. Jonathan in the Haas. Phoenix Grey, Ali Ali, Shane Bolland, Merkel, all locked in that DRS range. Adams gets through on Daddy Cool, and that is Banana that's being swallowed up. He loses 2 places. Here comes Reese on XD Paco once again for the lead of the Grand Prix. B. Wright might even have a chance now. He's coming at some pace on the Mercedes. He's going to have to go to the left-hand side. Oh, no, he doesn't. He follows Reese in the Ferrari, and the Red Bull driver just backs out and stays behind the Mercedes. Probably clever racing. Here comes Jonathan and Banana on Baton. Baton slots in behind the Haas. The McLaren goes down the inside. And it's Banana that's up to P5. Baton will come back through on Jonathan. Phoenix Grey watching all this unfold. They're going to go into turn 16 side by side. And it's great racing from the pair of them. Angry Badger, Ortron loses it. B-Right is for an XD Paco. Where has this come from? XD Paco goes back up the inside. B-Right slots in behind him. It's incredible racing. Ali Ali on Phoenix Grey, the Red Bull driver and the Papaya. Phoenix Grey has been great through Sector 1, though. Oh, and he just clips the rears, and through goes Shane Bollen. Baton on Jonathan. Mirko might look for an opportunity on Phoenix Grey. Now, these are all still within DRS range of each other. Mirko does go through around the outside of the Red Bull. They get tangled up, and Phoenix Grey just managing to come back through on that Ferrari. But Mirko trying to capitalise on the Red Bull. And Daddy Cool into the pit lane on lap 7, and he calls it a day. Cam McKenzie and Little Drips is on to the gravel. XD Paco is 6 tenths behind Reese. Look at this, here comes Shane Bollen on Ali Ali. XD Paco catching up to Reese, but nothing he can do. What about Jonathan on a banana? And that was a late break from Ali Ali to try and get away from Shane Bollen. Here comes Cam McKenzie on Ortron into the slipstream, moves out to the left. He'll have to go the long way round the Alpine driver, and he does. And that's a good move, but Ortron will try and get it back. Here comes B Right, Reese, XD Paco is back into the lead. Jonathan is through on banana in towards turn 2. And now comes Baton as well to try his chance on the Scotsman. Jonathan looking very quick, and so is his teammate. The two Haas drivers look like they're going to score really decent points here in Shanghai. Reese on the back of XD Paco. Be Right, well Sponge is still there, just watching all 3 of these drivers. XD Paco, Reese and Be Right, who I know very, very well, in the podiums and battling for the lead. And look at this, XD Paco has a little snap, and that might give Reese a little bit of breathing space. But Paco will get that DRS. And that is Baton. Oh, Baton has lost a load of positions. Isman is through. Little Drips is onto the grass. XD Paco will come around the outside of that Scarlet Ferrari. Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari. It is literally like watching the real Chinese Grand Prix. XD Paco is into the lead. The Ferrari in P2, Red Bull in P3. Mirko is through on Shane Bollen. Somebody went off track, and that was Shane Bollen that spins it in the Alpine. Shane Bollen is around. The front 3 separated by 3 tenths of a second. Well Sponge has had a huge mistake, and he's 5 seconds behind. Baton is into the pit lane. He's going for an early stop. No, he's not. He's retiring. So, Shane Bollen and Krytek. Krytek will go up the inside of the Alpine, but it's Shane Bollen that comes out on top. Back on board with the front 3. That is Little Drips that goes into the pit lane. Phoenix Grey needs to get back within DRS range of Mirko. Little Drips retires. A lot of retirements in the pit lane this evening, already on lap 9. B Right goes very wide, but he's still locked in that DRS train, so it won't matter too much. Here comes Reese on XD Paco. And the battle continues between the pair of them. He'll get a better exit. Be Right, remember, these are on medium compounds. The other drivers are on hards. And Mirko is through an Ali Ali, but for how long? Ali Ali gets a better exit out of turn 14. And he's back through on the Ferrari. Krytek on Shane Bollen. The Aston Martin driver will go the long way around as Shane Bollen very tactically puts him that way. And the Alpine will stay into P10 for now. That is Mirko on Ali Ali. And look at the McLaren that will come back up the inside. And the Papaya on the Scuderia. And the Scuderia lunges back up the inside and gets through. And the Belgian driver won't be happy about that. The front three, 4 seconds clear here. The two Hasses in P4 and P5. Fantastic from them. Banana has got Mirko behind him, who's outside DRS range, so that won't bother him too much at the moment. Look at that, a great aerial shot of the race. You go back on board with the front three again on lap 10. And here comes Reese on XD Paco, and the lead of the Grand Prix changes once more. XD Paco, will he go later on the brakes? He does, up the inside. XD Paco in the Mercedes. B Wright will try and find a way through. It is Reese that comes out on top for the moment as we head on towards turn lap 11. And these three are just extending that gap to Welsh Sponge. Jonathan is catching up to his teammate. XD Paco moves back into the lead as we go in towards turn 1. The Ferrari and the Mercedes trying to leave each other the space. And it's beautiful racing from the pair of them. Look at this, nothing to separate them. Crytek is back through. Shane Bolland goes into the pit lane. Ali on Mirko. Jonathan has caught up to his teammate. The two Hasses might even trade places. Phoenix Gray in P9, still within touching distance of the McLaren and Ferrari in front. Angry Badger on Cam McKenzie. Here we go, the Ferrari. So close to the Mercedes, and he's got DRS, and look at this from B Wright. B Wright also goes through on the Mercedes as XD Paco goes wide, and B Wright is through and up to P2. And for the first time in this Grand Prix, the Red Bull driver might take the lead here in Shanghai, but look at the Mercedes. They've both got DRS, and they're both going to chase down Reese and 3 wide in towards turn 14. And it's B Wright and XD Paco. I thought Reese had kept DRS there. Here comes Banana and Welsh Sponge. Banana is through on Jonathan. Jonathan was nearly through on his own teammate. Banana will go up the inside as we go down towards turn 16. And it is the hash of Welsh Sponge that goes into the pit lane. Banana goes wide, and Jonathan will capitalise on the mistake of the McLaren, and through goes the Haas. Jonathan up to P4. What about Cam McKenzie on Crytek? Will any of the other drivers pit? XD Paco, B Wright and Reese, 5.3 clear of Jonathan. All the medium runners are now starting to pit, but the longer you can stay on the mediums, the better it is for you in the long run. So, Banana. Oh, well, huge snap there from Banana. He did well to hold on to that. Ali, Phoenix Gray. Still on the back of Mirko. And that is Reese that's from B Right. And they look like they might have lost DRS to XD Paco. This is not good if they have. The Ferrari and the Red Bull both need that rear wing open. They did get it. That is very, very lucky. No, B Right didn't get it. So Reese did get past B Right. And it's probably a good job because they've been able to get back within DRS range of XD Paco now. Here comes Banana on Jonathan up the inside. Has another huge snap. And Jonathan stays on top. And it's XD Paco that goes into the pit lane. B Right follows him in. Reese stays out. Cam McKenzie through on Crytek. And Jonathan also stays out. So a couple of drivers now into the pits. Phoenix Gray also going in. So the Red Bulls choosing to pit on the same lap. And double stacking for the Red Bulls. Ali, look how close he is to Mirko. So Reese stays out for that extra lap. Oh, a little snap there from Mirko. And what about Cam McKenzie on B Right, the Alpine driver? And B Right came out 2.4 seconds behind XD Paco. So, either XD Paco had an amazing entry into the pit lane or something else happened. But B-Right has lost that DRS train to XD Paco. And they're out. The only good thing is they're both out in clean air, very clean air. Well, Sponge is throwing Angry Badger around the outside of the kick salver. So Well Sponge comes out into a little bit of traffic. He's now got to navigate through the Aston Martin and the Alpine to get anywhere near B-Right. Here comes Ali Ali on at Merkel. Does Reese hit this lap? Reese was really hoping that the other drivers came out into some sort of traffic, but they haven't. Well, Sponge is from Crytek. Cam McKenzie in the Alpine is around. Banana is through on Jonathan as they go down towards turn 14. Jonathan will try and come back at him. Reese goes into the pit lane. Banana and Jonathan, here we go, in towards turn 16. Banana and Jonathan stay out. Did Reese get a better entrance into the pit lane than XD Paco? Jonathan will come back at the McLaren. Here comes the Haas driver. Goes over to the left-hand side, down towards turn 1. Around the outside goes Jonathan on the Papaya McLaren. He does keep the position. Banana will try and edge into the inside of that Haas, and he does, and makes a mistake. Here comes XD Paco, and he is through on Reese, and now here comes B-Right, and he will come out just in front of Reese, surely, maybe. No, Reese is trying to get heat into them tyres, and the Red Bull driver has had to stay behind the Ferrari, and the Ferrari now has 1 lap fresher tyres than the Red Bull. This is not good for B-Right. What happened? Into the pit lane goes Cam McKenzie. Banana on the back of Jonathan. This is for the lead. XD Paco already 6 behind Mirko. But they have nearly a 4-second gap now, does XD Paco. Yeah, B-Right, who had a lot of heat into them tyres. But it will leave these two just battling away. Banana on Jonathan with that DRS enabled, the rear wing open, and the McLaren once more will go through. Jonathan will try and go a bit later on the brakes. He does. And, sorry, I've just lost that. Jonathan and Banana, and they do go wheel to wheel through turn 16. Jonathan goes off the track. Banana slots into P2. Ali Ali on the back of Mirko. What about B-Right on the back of Reese? We will keep our eyes on that. With the DRS enabled, B-Right is not able to catch up. And now here comes Ali Ali on Mirko, the McLaren and the Ferrari once more. And here's the Ferrari that stays in front. One of the Saubers does pit. That's Angry Badger into the pit lane. So Adams also goes into the pits. XD back only 4 seconds behind Ali Ali now. But that means he'll have caught up to Ali Ali and Mirko. Reese and B-Right really need XD Paco to get involved in a battle that's not really his battle to get involved in. But when he does catch up to Ali Ali and Mirko, he really needs, well, Reese and B-Right really need him to be held up at that point. I'm just trying to look. Mirko is actually Reese's teammate. So it wouldn't surprise me if Mirko did stay out until XD Paco caught up to him and then tried to hold him up through sort of Sector 1 and Sector 2. This could be a strategy that we might see here. Banana is back through on Jonathan. Can Jonathan go the long way around? He'll try the old switcheroo coming out of turn 14. He does switch it back up the inside, but not able to gain any traction out of turn 15 in towards turn 16. We're going both go into the pit lane, and the Haas driver trying to go in a little bit quicker than the McLaren. Ali Ali is through on Mirko, who goes into the pit lane. So the Ferraris are not going to work together today. Ali Ali is now the race leader, and XD Paco is chasing him down. Reese would have really been hoping that his teammate stayed out just for that extra lap and held up XD Paco. And the Haas of Jonathan goes in. Banana, well, Sponge is now back up to P5, and he's only 3.6 behind B right now. Yellow flags are waving. I'm not sure why. I'm trying to find why. XD Paco only 2 seconds. Reese is actually only 3.4 behind Paco now. That is Phoenix Grey through on Crytek, so the Red Bull on the Aston Martin, and the Scotsman is through on the South African. XD Paco nearly within DRS range of Ali Ali. And resetting purple sectors. Only 3.1 now. Adams is through on Isman, who's not in the race. That is Banana on Crytek. Did XD Paco get DRS? He didn't. Banana through on Crytek up the inside. And he'll also get DRS, and so will Jonathan. Here comes Jonathan. He'll open up that rear wing. And this is where he'll make the move. XD Paco is into the lead of the Grand Prix as Ali Ali goes into the pit lane. And Jonathan will continue his battle with Banana. Goes up the inside. Great racing from the pair of them. Jonathan stays behind Banana for now. Into turn 16 they go. Reese only 3.2 behind XD Paco. Phoenix Grey's up to P5. Be right, still within DRS range of Reese. Reese looks very quick, actually. And Reese has got 1 lap fresher tyres. Will that make a difference at the end of this Grand Prix? We'll see. We shall see. I'm just going to grab a drink, guys. 2 seconds. So they are gradually catching up to XD Paco. The gap is actually only 2.8 now. Jonathan on Banana. So Phoenix Grey down to P7. He was overtaken. I'm really sorry we missed that. I was grabbing a drink. Let's have a look at tyres. Ali Ali on the freshest mediums with Crytek. Oh, yeah, it is, that's right. Here comes Jonathan on Banana. That rear wing is open. He'll go for the move again. And the Haas driver will go up the inside of the McLaren. Banana will try and go later on the brakes to stay with him. He'll short it up, but he's trying to go around the outside. And in towards turn 16, he surely backs out. He does. Great racing. Crytek is throwing Angry Badger in towards turn 13, sorry. Angry Badger will get the DRS, though, into the slipstream. DRS enabled, and through he goes. Here goes Banana and Jonathan once more. Phoenix Grey watching this from behind. He's got a great view of this battle. And Jonathan is up to P5. 2.1 is the gap now from Reese to XD Paco. It's not very often we find a driver taking time out of XD Paco when he's in the lead, but he's managing to do it. Cam McKenzie is throwing his teammate Shane Bolland. And Crytek on Angry Badger. The Aston Martin goes up the inside of the Sauber. And into P12 goes the Aston. Look at this, only 2 seconds now, but I think they're sort of working together. Remember, Reese pitted a lap later than XD Paco and B Wright. So we don't see this very often, what is going on here. 1.9 is the gap. If B Wright and Reese, if they start overtaking each other and using the DRS to each other's advantage, they could actually catch up to Paco here. Are we going to see the race at the end of this Grand Prix between the front three? Here comes Phoenix Grey and Banana once more. Jonathan was able to defend them off this time. B Wright is losing a little bit of time now. Reese is notching it up a gear. So B Wright, he might start to get a little bit desperate with his driving. He is. Because he's losing that time to Reese, he's starting to go where you start to edge that little bit deeper into the corners to try and find that little bit more pace. B Wright is a champion though, and he knows what it takes to stay with drivers like this in front. A little snap though, that's where you can see how much he's pushing to stay with Reese. And it might have just cost him his DRS. The thing is though, B Wright knows as long as he can try and stay with Reese, if Reese does catch up to XD Paco, they will then continue to battle and B Wright will have the opportunity to catch back up. 1.9 is the gap. So Banana on Jonathan. He'll have that DRS. Phoenix Grey is still there. Here comes Mirko in the Ferrari on the Red Bull. And Mirko will get the DRS, but so has Phoenix Grey. Also, Banana coming with some unbelievable pace up the inside of the Haas. And the McLaren is through. Mirko also got through on the Red Bull. It's a battle of the twos. And the Haas of Jonathan loses out to the McLaren. But for how long he'll get that DRS, and surely he'll get that position back. Here comes Jonathan down in towards turn one. And he just backs out. Phoenix Grey now down to P8. 2.5 is the gap from Reese to Paco. So Paco did gain around half a second in that lap. Oh, B Wright's onto the grass. He was pushing. And he's onto the grass. And Jonathan. But B Wright is still well inside having a podium. But he needs to be careful not to lose too much time where Welsh Sponge will be brought into the action. He's now 6.2 behind Reese, but he's still 3.6 in front of Welsh Sponge with 7 laps to go. What about Jonathan? Surely he's going to be patient here and wait. He is. Mirko as well. I think Banana could go down to P7 here. Let's just wait and see. Mirko might be just slightly too far back. But we know Mirko can be quite an aggressive driver when he wants to be. So if he sniffs any sort of opportunity here, I'm sure he'll go for it. Jonathan, he's a little bit far back. Banana has used a lot of battery to stay in front. Well done to the McLaren driver. Reese still 2.5 behind XD Paco. Now here comes Jonathan for attempt number 2. Down towards turn 1 we go. But the Dutchman not able to get back past yet. He is trying to push him through sector 1 though. Mirko with that lime green helmet just watches on. And here comes the hazard, Jonathan. He got a really good exit there. And I knew that Banana was going to do that. He slammed on the brakes so that he will get the DRS. So that DRS chicken coming into play again. And did he make the right decision? Oh, surely he did. He's got that DRS. He's following Jonathan all the way down the straight towards turn 14. He gets the rear wing open. And he'll go back in front of the house. And now here comes Mirko as well, who also gets in front. But Mirko's trying to attack the McLaren. The Ferrari has gone up to P5. So will the McLaren be able to come back at him? Up the inside of turn 16. Has a huge snap. And Jonathan has to slam on the brakes. Crytek is through on Shane Bollen into turn 13. Banana and Jonathan, 5 laps to go. Ali and Phoenix Grey. And Ali with the old switcheroo on the Red Bull. And the McLaren, the Belgium, is up to P8. Shane Bollen is back into the pit lane. 2.8 is the gap now to Reese. 7.5 to B right. 3.9 to Welsh Sponge. Ortron is throwing his teammate of Angry Badger into Sector 1. The South African versus the Irishman. But we jump back on board with this tasty battle between Mirko, Banana and Jonathan. And Mirko leads the way, but for how long? Banana and Jonathan will both get the DRS as they weave right to left. And with the rear wing open, here comes the McLaren. Now what about Jonathan? He will come for an opportunity as well. But he'll have to just wait for his as the Ferrari rides the curb. Opens up the door for Jonathan. Mirko rode too much of that curb there. And now Jonathan will get his chance on Banana. Here comes the Haas once again to move up to P5. What a great battle this is between the trio. And it is Jonathan, but Banana will go back up the inside. Oh, the McLaren's round. The McLaren's onto the grass. His teammate will go through, so will Phoenix Grey. And the Red Bull is through, and Banana, with a mistake, is down to P9. He's left Mirko and Jonathan fighting it out. Ali is only 1.4 behind, though, so he could get back within DRS range of all the drivers. If Ali gets a move on Mirko, Adams is through on Angry Badger. The RB is through on the Kick Sauber. 1 down, 1 to go for Adams. Banana on the back of Phoenix Grey. He'll have to do it all over again. And will he look for a move up the inside? And I think he was just waiting, so he got the DRS as well. A bit cheeky there, and he spins it again. But this time Phoenix Grey clatters into him. And Banana, being the cheeky driver he was, suffered for the sake of it. Ali only 1 second behind Mirko. Now he's catching up to Jonathan. And he won't get through this time. What about Adams on Ortron? So Banana's lost the back end twice now in this Grand Prix. He's actually got a free pit stop. So he could finish in P9. Well, he did have a free pit stop. Not anymore with 3 laps to go. People like Phoenix Grey do have a free pit stop, but they would still lose the position to Banana. Adams is through on Ortron, and the RB has now knocked down both of the Kick Sauber pins. And Banana does pit, so Banana does go into the pit. And I'm sure what he'll be trying now is he'll try and get back into P9, but also get the extra point for fastest lap. So if he does get back past Cam McKenzie, he'll go back into the position that he was in, but he'll also have an extra point for fastest lap. And 5 seconds isn't a lot to catch up. So probably the best that Banana could have hoped for here to go for that fastest lap. Adams just trying to get outside of that DRS range of that Sauber behind. and the kick Sauber rides the curb, and now Adams is free and off the reins. Banana's already took a second out of Cam McKenzie. Here comes Mirko and Jonathan. Ali has joined the race after his teammate bowed out of it. 2.7 is the gap between Reese and XD Paco. That is the kick Sauber that's round again. And that is Angry Badger, and Shane Bollen will go through and pick up a free position. Here comes Mirko on Jonathan. He'll go over to the left-hand side, down in towards turn 1. He'll have to go the long way round the two Ferrari-powered cars. And it is the Haas that's just edging in front, but now the Ferrari will have the inside line, and Mirko just edges in front of the Haas, but for how long? Jonathan holds on momentarily, and Mirko tries to get his foot down as they go down towards turn 5. And the Haas stays in front. Ali watching all this unfold. What are the tyres saying? Ali has one lap fresher tyres. And Banana already 2.5 behind Cam McKenzie, so he is going to go back into the same position he was in. Phoenix Gray also now has a free pit stop. Oh, a little snap there from Phoenix Gray. Mirko on Jonathan. I think they'll both get DRS from that back marker. Here comes Mirko on Jonathan, and he will try and go for the move up the inside. And Mirko is through on Jonathan, but Jonathan with the old switcheroo tries to get it back. Who can get the foot down early? And it is Jonathan. They're going to go wheel to wheel through turn 16. Out wide goes Jonathan. Mirko holds on. Jonathan gets the overtake. Was it off track? Will he have to give it back? We don't know. And up the inside goes the Ferrari once more. Look at this for racing. Ali is just being patient here. And Banana did get past Cam McKenzie, so he's back into the same position, but has he got the fastest lap? Reese made a huge mistake. He's 9 seconds behind XD Paco now. And B Wright is now only 4 seconds behind Reese, so he did make a huge mistake. Cam McKenzie on the back of Banana. So, just under 2 laps remaining. Oh, a little snap there by Ali. And that has given a bit of breathing room to Mirko and Jonathan. So here comes the Ferrari on the McLaren again. And Mirko will try and get this position as they head on to the final lap. And Mirko is in front. Jonathan will go later on the brakes. Will he switch it back up the inside? He tries to. The Ferrari has a snap. But Jonathan is still persistent with his attack into turn 16. And he'll go out wide once more and back on track. Did he come out just in front of the Ferrari? Now here comes Ali, and they're going to go free wide in towards turn 1. The McLaren backs out. Jonathan is through. Mirko is there. Ali tries to find a gap up the inside. He does find a gap. The Belgian driver is through. The Italian and Mirko comes back. And look how close these two are. Ali wants that position off Jonathan going down into the final chicane. And Mirko will come back up the inside. The Ferrari and the McLaren, nothing between them, nothing to separate them. Mirko will go around the outside of the Papaya McLaren. He has a little slip of the rears there. And Ali has got a bit of breathing space. He's half a second behind Jonathan. XD Paco coming down the back straight. Mirko is still not giving up with this. He wants to be in front of that McLaren, but they've lost the DRS to Jonathan. And because of the battle in between Ali, Jonathan has been gifted that position with no attack. XD Paco will come through once again. And the Mercedes driver here in China for MSC F1 wins the Chinese Grand Prix We stay on board with Mirko and Ali who try and attack Jonathan. Rees will come through to take P2. Mirko will take Ali, and the Ferrari at Mirko goes up to P6. His teammates in P2. Great points for the Ferraris, great points for the Haas's. B-Right takes a podium. Welsh Sponge will come through in P4. Jonathan and Mirko will come through. Ali will take these positions anyway, as they've got penalties. So Ali will move up to P5. Phoenix Gray will come through. And did Banana get that fastest lap? That is what I'm wondering. Adams does get P11. And so on the top step is XD Paco. Reese in P2, B-Right in P3. So XD Paco wins. Banana did get the fastest lap, so well played from him. Reese in P2, B-Right in P3. Well, Sponge in P4. Ali in P5. Jonathan in P6. Mirko in P7. Phoenix in P8. Banana in P9. Cam McKenzie in P10. Adams in P11. Crytek in P12. Orton in P13. Shane Boland in P14. Angry Badger P15. Isman, Lildritz, Baton, and Daddy Cool. Driver of the day will be Ali. I think he drove a superb race. I think he came back to finish P5 as well. I thought it was brilliant. So Ali for driver of the day. But yeah, what a Grand Prix, guys. That is it for China. The sprint race is over. We've not got another sprint race for a few weeks now. But yeah, congratulations to all the podium sitters. Congratulations to all the drivers that finished. And everybody that tuned in to watch the Grand Prix. Thank you so much to MSC F1 as well. Have a good week, everybody, and I'll see you next Monday.
Still saving.